Welcome to the Best Me podcast. Your best tomorrow starts today. I'm your host, Ellen Livingston. I believe showing up each and every day as the best version of myself doesn't happen on accident. It takes awareness and planning. On this podcast, I talk about planning for ways to improve my health, develop a sense of purpose in everyday life, and create meaningful connections so I can be the best me I can be. And so can you. Let's get started. Hey there, besties. It's me, Ellen. Thanks so much for listening today. I heard a quote the other day, and I want to share it with you. It goes like this: "We can't direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails." Now, you may have heard this before because it's been repeated by a lot of people, including Jimmy Dean, that breakfast sausage guy, and Dolly Parton. But from my research on Quote Investigator, the earliest and closest match is attributed to Cora Hatch, who was a 19th century spiritualist who, while giving a demonstration in 1859, during a trance no less, uttered those words. And there are earlier records of very similar words in the Sailor's Bible from that time, so I don't really think if she came up with that on her own. But anyway, what I have always really found interesting about sailing is that it is possible to use the position of your sails to move forward against the wind by either going at an angle or zigzagging. And I've always been amazed at this, that a sailboat can move forward against the wind. And this quote is really perfect for us today when we have to face any obstacles or unexpected hardships. And life rarely goes as planned. And to use another nautical term, we can have smooth sailing for years. Our family is doing great. Our jobs are going like we want. Our health is good. Life is going in the direction we want. And then, in a blink of an eye, something unexpected happens and comes and knocks you off course. When the winds of life change, you can either do nothing, just totally lose control, just let the hardships push you farther and farther from where you want to be. And this can happen when you give up and just let your emotions take control of your life. Now, guys, it is totally normal that when something unsettling or unplanned happens, to be sad or depressed or defeated, just plain unhappy. But the key to getting your life back on course is to not let your emotions totally run your life. You have to adjust your sails and move forward again. In fact, we can learn how to navigate these unexpected winds of life. And you really just have to adjust your sails. If you're feeling depressed, do what the professionals suggest and get physically active. If you get passed up on a job promotion, adjust your sails by maybe upping your skills through more education or get another certification. If you have a not so great health checkup or, maybe a scary health wake-up call, adjust your sails by learning how to take better care of yourself through either sleep or diet or exercise. And if you have unexpected expenses, adjusting your sails may mean figuring out a better budget or, doing something else extra for more income. Life isn't all about smooth sailing. And guys, it's not really supposed to be. We are supposed to learn how to deal with hardships. And we learn how to adjust our sails and move forward. Because if you just give up and lose control, you just get pushed further off course. And it's strange, if you fight against the wind, that's a losing battle too. You have to adjust, and this reminds me of a quote by Charles Darwin. And the quote is, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives. It's not the most intelligent that survives. It's the one that is the most adaptable to change." So guys, in order to survive, we must learn to adapt to change. I remember a year when I was still teaching, the school district had invested a lot of money on a new online lesson plan program. Oh my gosh, you won't believe how much complaining and whining went on. So many of my colleagues were so unhappy with having to learn a new program, and they wasted so much time complaining and griping. And yes, it is hard learning a new program for a little while, but after a while you get used to it and it becomes more intuitive and easier to use. And honestly, the district had spent so much time researching programs and money on buying it that they weren't going to just say, okay, you don't have to use it. So instead of complaining, people needed to adjust their sails and spend their time learning the new system. That ship was going to sail whether you were on it or not. Now, don't you love all these nautical terms? I do. Anyway, do you have any change of winds in your life right now? If so, remember this quote: "We can't direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails." And know that easier sailing is just ahead. That's all I have for today, besties. Be kind, be positive, and be your best. And remember, small progress is still progress. Thanks for listening to the Best Me podcast. If you would like to make a comment, suggest a podcast topic, or just say hi, send me an email at bestmepodcast@gmail.com. I hope you'll join me next week as I continue to talk about how to be the best me I can be. This episode was edited by Adam Boatwright. If you need any help with music, audio and video editing, or digital arts, be sure and check him out at adamboatwright.com. That's ADAMBOATRIGHT.com.